Howdy ho, neighbors. It is Apple Bites with Ralph and Les. Wait a minute. You're not Leslie.
Yeah, I'm not sure she would have been too happy with that joke.
Hey, you're supposed to be Leslie. What do you want?
I'm not gonna try that. Ralph, that's bad. That is bad.
Yeah, it's not Leslie. It's not the intern. I guess not Leslie either.
Please don't tack that on. I literally have a handle right there.
Dude, man, it's been an interesting week. I went on Saturday, hung out with our pal Lou at the community day for Stuffle.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
I saw.
That was a whole lot of fun. I was like, it was interesting to be in a group of people that were actually all playing Pokemon Go. I don't feel like I've gotten that feeling from the beginning of me playing, because I feel like by the time I started playing, all that stuff was in the past.
Yeah.
You know, I know the game was totally different before I started playing. So, and I know it was more about community before.
Yeah, you missed like the 1,000 people just walking around Central Park and that in front of like what's that hotel that they did Home Alone in?
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
there used to be like several thousand people just sitting there playing Pokemon Go. And you would see all of us get up when we all hear about a good Pokemon showing up.
I got a taste of it only because when I started, there were certain places that was still like you would see 3 or 4 people, but it wasn't like you're saying, like a lot of it was, you know, but I still would see 3 or 4 people, and I got the taste of it. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. I can see why people enjoyed it.
Yeah. Man, you missed it in our neighborhood. There were 4 groups who would like all circle around, going from like your house over to mine and through the reservoir and the cemetery, like just looking around.
Oh man.
Like you missed that, and that was our community.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that shit at all. At all. Yeah, but it was fun to like hang out and to be there and to see how you know, they actually handle an event like this, because I was like, okay, you know, especially with the pandemic, all that stuff has like disappeared off the face of the earth.
Hey. You were outdoors. Plenty of ventilation.
Oh, there was plenty of ventilation. And I got lucky because I did a good trade and I got myself a lucky shiny Stuffle.
Oh, that's
Hundo.
Nice.
Lucky shiny Stuffle Hundo. I was like, whoa, that's a mouthful.
Nice.
Lucky trade today as well.
Yeah, and I got a lucky trade with my daughter today. Yeah.
She's rubbing it in your face, man.
That's right.
Oh my god. Dude, are you ready for this weekend?
Point?
Yeah.
I am.
Are you or are you?
No, I am.
Oh, okay, you are. Oh, I get it. Isn't Shen doing something like cosplay?
She wants to, but
are you guys going for both days or just one day?
With the way how things are going, it looks like I'm just gonna do the one day.
All right, can't wait Saturday.
To see. Because no one I know is gonna be there Sunday. And I kind of don't just want to go all the way over to New Jersey alone.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that's always an interesting trip by yourself.
Yeah, and it's not so like Castle Point isn't like, now they're in the Meadowlands Expo Center. It's a huge space, but the con isn't incredibly large that I would find a reason that I would need to come back the next day.
You don't think so? I guess I might find out when you're there. It's different, but I can see what you're saying. Are they utilizing the whole space or just a small part of the space?
So they're using the main hall.
Right.
And then they're using part of the Hilton for the panel rooms.
That makes sense.
And that's pretty much it.
I'll be off there with you, but I'm filming this weekend, so gotta get some work done.
Oh, so your job ended up changing as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm filming this weekend, so let's see what happens. Let's see how it goes. Who knows?
Pretty much, that's how it goes for us.
Ah, look, we've stalled enough time that everybody's backstage.
Oh wow, amazing!
That is amazing. So let's bring them in. This is Devil Reign. I thought
we would have stalled a little bit more.
What happened?
I thought we would have stalled a little bit more, man. I don't get to talk with you that much.
Oh, we can geek out when they're here too. That's what we do. So I saw these guys at Big Apple Con. It was a great convention. We had a lot of fun. It was in the New Yorker hotel, which was different because it's usually in the Pennsylvania hotel, and it had an interesting setup. And it felt like I was questing because you go from one place to another place to another place, trying to find everywhere and all the people that you needed to find. Wallbreaker? Wallbreaker? I don't know. I break walls all the time. Just call me Deadpool.
Boo. Should have said the Juggernaut.
No. Juggernaut breaks too much stuff. So here we go. We have Devils Reign, Rudy and David.
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hey. I referenced the wall breaker to actually I came up with that during the whole Trump administration just because he was always saying build the wall. That's why I came up with the wall breaker.
I was like, okay, wall breaker. I break the fourth wall all the time. I do it in my writing all the time. I like every once in a while when I'm writing something, I'll throw something in there and I'll see if people pick up on it. When there's a moment where the character does something and you're like, wait a minute. Did he pay attention to me? Did he see me? What's going on here?
Awesome. And I wanted to tell you actually what was awesome about that con too is we actually got an extra table for free, which was awesome.
Yes. Oh, nice.
Remember that, David? Yeah. Somehow there was a crack in the system and we ended up getting 2 tables.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Is that why your setup was the way it was?
That's the way it was. We were just like, we're looking for our table, and then the guy's like, how about these 2? And we're like, sweet. All right, thank you.
I was wondering because it was small but big at the same time, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Yeah, because usually, this is one person and that's another person.
Yeah, I already felt like I was winning. I was like, we just saved a few $100 already just on that. Yeah. It was a good sign. It was a good start. It was a good start to our New York Con.
Chance to showcase the book, and then they gave you a chance to showcase the artist.
Yeah, heck yeah! Oh yeah,
that is true.
Like we planned it.
And it was the Wallbreaker's first con in New York too.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I was gonna say because I came in, you guys were doing your thing. It looked like you guys knew what you were doing, so I was like, okay, maybe.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. That's all.
So, guys, take your time. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Tell us a little bit how you got involved in this project, and whichever one of you wants to start first.
Well, you know what? I'll start, and then I'll let David take over when I get to where we met David. So basically, this was a movie script. Devil's Reign was a movie script I wrote back like in the early 2000s. It took me about 2 years to write. I wrote it when I was in college. I just kind of spend my time in the library just writing this story. I don't know why. And then it wasn't until about 10 years later, I'm working in the medical field, and then my buddy who likes to write, I seen him writing at work, and I was like, hey, you like to write? I like to write too. So he wanted to read some of my stuff. So I sent him the Devil's Reign script, the movie script. And then he liked it. And then he said I should make it into a comic book. And he actually gave it to this girl, Alexa, who's our manager, you met. And she's like, this is a great story, pretty much, and she's like, I'll find everybody for you, and she did. So we started. It was a journey. We hired quite a few artists, and I didn't know anything about working with artists, so it was a learning experience for sure. And but we actually did an original comic book in issue 1 with a local artist here in Modesto, and then we he kind of went on in another direction, so we just kind of were stuck with this issue 1, right? And then we wanted to make issue 2, and so we were just out there looking for another artist, and then Alexa, she found David. I think she found David on DeviantArt or something like that.
No.
Where was it at?
Instagram.
I just remember she sent me David's stuff, and I was like, yes, contact this guy. This guy's like exactly what I'm looking for. And then David had got back to us, and then David's like, well, let me read your story. and then after that, he's like, all right, I'm in. Yeah. So that's pretty much how it happened.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then David, when we gave David that original issue 1, and then the script, and then from there he kind of just made it his own. But yeah.
Yeah. And David, what's your part of the story?
what was that?
What's your part of the story, David?
My part of the story is it's really, really crazy. So at the time I was working for government, and this was before COVID, and Rudy, so Alexa reached out to me, and I definitely wanted to read the story first. And after reading it, I thought it had so much potential, and the stuff Rudy is doing inside the story is really, really cool too. He didn't let me read the full movie script, which kind of like added to the anticipation of me like actually jumping into the project fully. Right. But I pretty much told him, I was like, because I wound up seeing their first issue, and I told him, I was like, after seeing their first issue, I was like, after we're done with the second one, you're gonna want to redo the first.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And then so I actually started off on the second issue. And after starting off on the second issue, Rudy and we went back into issue 1, and we turned it into this really, really great thing. And I'm really excited to be on the project. But basically, when we first started working together, COVID had happened.
Right.
So right while I was working for government, it was almost like perfect timing. I was transitioning out of government because COVID had happened, and I was one of the graphic designers that they wound up letting go, and I just got to sink my teeth into this and really have a lot of fun with it.
I can see that. It's interesting that you're saying that you guys started with issue 2, because it's not usually the case. Usually you start 1 and then you go to 2. I like this idea of going to 2 and going, hey, now that you've seen 2, let's rework 1 so that you guys, so we have something else going on. It actually feels like it makes it come more alive.
Oh yeah.
And I think one thing I think about the original, like when we first did it, is it helped me explain it to like David. So I think with at least with issue 1, he's like, okay, this is what you're trying to go for, kind of thing. So issue 1 at least helped him in that aspect. I think it's just it's always easier when you can kind of put your thoughts on paper. So I think that's what issue 1 did for us. The original one.
It's a great way to do it, yeah, because I know sometimes as a writer, you're up in the air until you at least sometimes all the way till you finish the book, you're up in the air. So it's good to like be able to like actually have that throwing board, that process, because especially as a writer, sometimes we will stay stuck in our own selves. And one of the good things about talking to other people is it actually helps you get to where you're going.
Yeah, I think me and David we're hitting a pretty good stride now. We're now like we almost have the same ideas. Like sometimes he'll suggest things and I'll be like, I was just thinking that, or vice versa. So we're getting into each other's heads pretty good now, I think, which is awesome.
That's great.
It's really, really good. And one other thing I got to say is that this issue 2 is very much still the tip of the iceberg. It's, oh my God, the ideas that Rudy came up with, and that was just for the movie script. Turning it into a comic turns, obviously, as you guys know, when you're reading something, it's very different from watching something.
Yeah,
there's so many more layers you get to explore. And after reading the movie script, I was like, oh my God, there's so much more that we can do with this. So it's really great. Rudy is a great creative partner. Alexa, who's our manager, she is beyond wonderful. And Eli, who's our colorist, she's amazing too. And it's really rare. What I found is that, like, I've been working with comics for a little while now. And it's rare to find a team that works very, very well together.
That is true.
Especially with how the tide can easily go against you, and then it can be with you. And it's good to have these people, and they're like family, you know. It's great.
I was actually telling them that, in the back of when we first came on, like, it's a journey, yeah. But yeah, we got the good team going for sure.
And David's right. It's very important to have a good team, because sometimes you don't have a good team, and it kind of stalls the project, or messes up the project, or the flow in the project becomes stagnant, which is not a good thing.
I think yeah, with me and David working on it, and then it's just, I feel like it's just become much more. It's got much more depth now than when I originally started. Like, we've been able to create something pretty. It's like, it's just like checking all the boxes kind of thing.
And it's funny because it's a great combination. I loved the art when I looked at it, of the work when I was there at the table, and as I look at all your stuff, on Instagram and on your website, the art just really stands out. And then you guys had that beautiful cover, which I haven't forgotten, that you guys had at the place, which was the beautiful, nice, what was it, metallic?
Was that stand. That stand was awesome. Yeah.
I was like, whoa. And the Devils Reign just went ding, which was amazing.
Heck yeah, that thing, like, and we got so many compliments on that and the cover of issue 2. And that's really what grabs everybody, is that issue 2 cover. Like, that just everybody gravitates towards that. And the colors are freaking awesome too.
It's just amazing work. And like I said, you guys caught my attention. I was walking by. I was like, what's this? I need to check it out.
Yeah, there was this cool guy that came up to us at our table, and he was like, he's like, you guys are exactly what I came here for. These indie books. Like, he was like, this is exactly what I was looking for. So that was awesome to hear too. That's we came all the way from Cali. Yeah.
One good thing that we're doing is see, the thing is that usually when you go to a convention, and you go to like a smaller convention or even a bigger convention, it's hard to find an indie book that's actually worth people's time. And that's the thing that Rudy and I are really, like, when we're collaborating, we're really thinking about how can we put more into this. We want our readers to really, like, when they sink their teeth in, they feel how much juice is in our story. So we just keep finding more ways to just add. Yeah, so we keep finding more ways to just keep adding to the story and to turn a different corner. Because usually, if you walk by a booth and you see that the title is Devil's Reign, you're not gonna think, oh, this is like religious based at all. Like this has nowhere to be. This doesn't belong nowhere near religion. But the truth is that if you read like a little bit of our book, you find out that our book takes place in the rapture, or right in the middle of it, after all of the good people have disappeared. And then you start to find that this is sort of like, this is a world that you're like, once you start getting into it, we don't ease you into the story. We throw you into it. So not only are you dealing with the fact that everybody's, like, loved ones, like the good people of the world have left, but we start you off in a jail, like a hole that's drilled straight directly to hell. And you're dealing right with the worst of the worst. right from the beginning. So it's really, really exciting. Fire, there's water spitting everywhere, blood going crazy. It's crazy.
I love it.
It sounds fantastic. And again, it's a bit different direction than most people usually go. Some people get nervous putting religious aspects into their books, and other people go in the whole opposite direction and just like mess up all the religious aspects of the book.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one thing is I try to, like, especially because, like I was telling you earlier about, like, I wanted to, because I didn't know anything about comics getting into it, but I wanted to do it with respect. So same thing with the religion aspect. I made sure to do my research, and I wanted to know as much as I could before I wrote about it, because I don't want to be disrespectful in any way to comic fans or religious people. So I that's what I did. Short of going to church all the time, but I did as much research as I could. I read the Bible, all that stuff, and it's just it was an interesting journey for sure.
That's the whole thing. Everything about writing is research. You research everything you're in, and then you write, because then you have an understanding of what you're writing, so you can write it.
Yeah, so like there's a part in there because they're in a bomb shelter, and I remember I was reading for days about bomb shelter doors, just doors that open inward, doors that open outward, and like what kind of doors take this kind of blast, and like just any little thing. Like I would kind of be kind of OCD about researching it,
which is the important thing to do, because I know even as an artist you do research as well, because you want to draw this the way that it's being written, the way it's coming across, and I always say comic books is always a partnership between an artist and a writer, because they both participate in making the story what it is.
Heck yeah.
Another crazy thing was it was sort of I don't know, I kind of have like a weird line in art, or at least my journey in art. Normally, just to let you guys know, like Rudy knows this, but I try to stay away from things that are extremely controversial, like dealing with religious stuff and stuff like that. But almost every job I've gotten kind of like leans towards that stuff. So my first job in comics, I did this 16-page comic for a church in Brooklyn, and it was on the Son of God, and I was like, oh God, I've got to be very careful with this. And I wound up, drawing things that, people would be a little uncomfortable with. But the way I draw, if you guys, obviously you guys looked in the book, the way I draw is I like to make you feel, I like the reader to feel like as if they're there, dealing with what the characters are dealing with, changing the angles of the setting and all that stuff. So I brought that story down to a really grounded level. And after that, I started working with Rudy, and it just went from something really, really religious to something religious, but it's like the beginning of religion, and now I'm like at the end of religion. It's like this weird, crazy journey that I'm like, not the end of religion, but like the end of the world type stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like really like The Walking Dead. Like these people are like, they're going nuts.
I can't tell you how many times I said that too. It's like if you like The Walking Dead and you like The Exorcist, you'll like this, because it's just instead of a world of zombies, it's a world of possessed people. So imagine a world of Regans is what I was telling people at the time.
You told me when you threw your at me, and I was like, okay, you got me. Keep talking.
Yeah. But one thing I was thinking is, because me and you were talking earlier about the good guy story, and that's one thing that me and David talked extensively about, because people will find it hard to root for a bad guy kind of thing, and then this story, all the good people are gone. So, we got to find things that people will want to support these characters,
Oh, definitely.
Because they're not,
even in a bunch of bad people, you still got the good and the bad.
It's true. Mm-hmm. That's very true.
It's the same thing as in a bunch of good people, you still have the bad and the good.
Yeah, and that's why I try to do it, because when the story starts, it starts in the prison, and some of the prisoners have disappeared because they got to go to heaven. And so that's what I liked about it, is it kind of starts off controversial, because I know a lot of people had a problem like, wait, so inmates in prison are like, what? Yeah, why not? Why can't they be reborn and find their way to God and stuff like that. Just because you're in prison doesn't mean you're necessarily going to hell. You know what I mean? So when the story starts, the prisoners that believed and disappeared, the prison is on lockdown because technically they escaped, even though they disappeared.
That's funny. These guys
escaped. Those people who are framed too.
Right? Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, so like you're saying, like, yeah, the framed and all that too, but like, I don't know. Like, for me, I believe that somebody could commit a crime, like a murder or something, and then they can be remorseful. They can find their path to God, and they can still go to heaven. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the whole idea. That's the concept. So you can redeem yourself.
Yes. So that's why there's some people in the prison disappeared. Others changed into evil people, into their true selves. I would say other people changed into their true selves, and some people are just caught in the middle. They're not going to hell, but they're not going to heaven either.
Right.
And those are the kind of the characters that we have to support in the story.
Yep.
That's how it is,
but there's still time. There's still time.
I see you guys got a video here. Let's play it out and see what it looks like.
Oh, heck yeah!
Oh, that's all Alexa right there.
If it plays. My connection over here is usually kind of weird.
Oh, no worries. Our manager Alexa put that together. She's goes to college for film.
You guys did a Kickstarter, right?
Oh yeah.
So is this the same video from the Kickstarter?
It is. Maybe we should make another one.
Another Kickstarter or another video?
another Kickstarter too. We want to do a Kickstarter for issue 3.
Yes.
I think getting as it helps you get the book out there. I feel like you shouldn't rely on the Kickstarter, but it should be part of your arsenal.
Yes.
Agree.
Yeah, because I have a couple of friends who have already printed the book. Then they go to Kickstarter to get the word out there, but the book's already printed.
Yeah. And actually we did pretty good with Kickstarter too.
I saw when I was checking things out. My connection is not playing with me today, so
that's all right. Well, we have it on the website, and you can also find that video on YouTube too if you just look up Devils Reign.
Was the website?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ralph is just unlucky.
Oh,
there you go.
See, you just couldn't have it big screen. Oh, no.
Never mind. I think it's gonna play chopped up. Yep.
No.
But it looks good. And the reason I wanted to play it was because it gives you a good feel for the book.
Yeah, no, she did a great job of splicing it together, and you kind of just know what you're getting into right away from the video.
Yeah, she did a great job. If you guys get a chance, because my computer is not working with it here, go and check it out yourselves because it's a fantastic little video. And I'll try to play it again later on. Maybe my Wi-Fi connection will play nice with us. Maybe it won't. Who knows?
No worries. But yeah, no, that video was pretty awesome. Yeah, I love that video.
The video was amazing.
It is incredible.
Sometimes when it barely came out, I was always looking, and I would always be pumped up because like you look at it, it says like 88 views, and then you look at it the next day, it's like 92 views. You're like, yes,
go.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So I stopped looking. I stopped because that gets addicting. You can't be looking. They're like, so I'm just like, I'll just look.
Want to grow? Want to see it move up? You want to see it keep going? And then that thing will send you in the wrong place.
Yeah, so I stopped looking. I was just like, all right, well, it kind of mellowed out like 140 or something. So I was like, all right, that's fine.
It really helps. It really helps that Alexa is like that she's a crazy horror fan. So like it's it's really great. It's really great to have her. She has a great sense for this stuff.
That's the other thing, like we were talking about in the green room. I feel like the audience, the comic book audience, seems to be going in that horror direction. There's a lot more horror comic books out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's me and David go back and forth about that, about like, cause you want to love these characters. So you got to give them lovable qualities and stuff like that.
That's a definite, because even in your horror stories, you want to be able to connect with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So, I think what's great too is having all these different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
I want to connect with the villain.
Well, having all these different perspectives is what's helped too. I think the story's more richer because of it. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Rudy and I said the same exact thing, just in a different way. I said there's a personality in this story for everybody. And it's like,
it definitely is, man. Yeah. Again, you guys have something. It actually grabs you as you're walking by the booth. And I was on the top of I was over you guys. I don't know if you guys saw me up there, but I was up there, and I would see the traffic you guys were getting, and I was like, "Whoa, okay."
Oh, that was nice, man. That feels good. I was like, woo. What I noticed too is
stopping by, a lot of people checking it out. People were buying the book. I was like, "Woo."
It's so crazy. It comes like in waves. Yeah, I was like, what's funny is like if you get one or two people that stop, and then other people will look and be, why are people stopping there? And then other people come over, and then it just kind of snowballs from there. It's pretty awesome. I think at one time, remember, David, we were just signing we just kept signing. We're like, this is cool, because they were like, we couldn't sign fast enough. Remember?
We really couldn't. we had to call Eli over.
Yeah.
Like, you got here. We got tons of people signing.
Oh no. It's funny, we're talking about your art, and it looks a certain way on the book, but you also have a unique style that comes across, and I feel like that's why it comes across in your horror drawings, is because your style has its own place.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to. With me, I love shadows. I love playing with shadows, and I love playing with white and lights and darks. So and what I really love is if I'm able to capture a certain motion,
right,
or a certain
emotion,
or a certain motion. And definitely those dynamic poses, I love them. So as you can tell, like I'm crazy about detail too. So.
Oh, definitely, you can see it. Oh, definitely. This is one of the reasons I like the original stuff, is because you can see it more without the color added to it, because here you're able to see more of the details that you're talking about.
Yeah. My objective whenever what's funny is that you guys keep nailing it. Like at least now I know that I'm nailing it. Okay. My goal when I'm creating something is to just grab the viewer, and it's weird. I almost want to hold their head against my art. That sounds weird.
I like how you said that. All right, go ahead.
So, like in this Witcher piece, the way I set it up is the cape flows straight into the face, the monster's face, and the antlers kind of like they dig into you. Like it's like you want to see what's going on in there.
Right. It's a beautiful piece. Like when I was looking through your art just to check it out, I was like, whoa. And then again, I like the fact that your style kind of changes, but it's still your style, and you can see it as you go from like piece to piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the thing. Whenever I'm drawing, it's so weird. I try not to gravitate towards a style. I just like drawing,
You can
and
tell.
thank you. And usually what happens is that even though I think like when I'm drawing, I don't think I'm necessarily following a certain style. It just comes out naturally, which I love, because when I was younger, I was kind of obsessed with Jim Lee and Michael Turner and Adam Kubert and a few other people who I really admire, David Mazzucchelli and a few others, a lot of others actually, Ivan Rice. But I used to love to look at their styles and go, oh my God, how do they even do this? And after like me working for so long and just drawing and drawing and drawing, I found that they just gravitate towards this way that they see, the way that they can only see that their drawing is right. So with me, I'll work and work and work until I see it to be right, and then I can let go of it and let everybody else see it. You know.
And yeah, you can see it. Each piece is different, but at the same time, it's you. It has the signature of you.
That's an awesome one right there.
No, it is definitely. That's why I stopped here. I was like, whoa. and again, you know, this is more of a realistic type of approach, but at the same time, you can feel the fantasy, the comic, the, you know, whatever it brings you to many different places as well as emotions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My brother's a crazy Kobe Bryant fan, so I told him that I'd draw that for him, and so my family is kind of separated.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, Ralph, I think you're here in New York, right?
Yeah.
So we're here in New York. My mom is in Alaska.
Whoa.
My other brother's in Alaska in a different state. My other brother is in Florida. My grandparents are in Puerto Rico. My other grandparents are in West Virginia. It's like this crazy explosion around the United States. You know,
that is far and away. Oh man, your style is just amazing, bro. And I can see why it gels so well with you know, the Devil Reign stuff. You know, because
honestly,
it comes in.
Yeah, I told David, like, because his art's really good. Like, sometimes you don't even need dialogue, man. Like, his art just tells the story enough.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't need to say much.
You can see it, like, you know, as you progress. It's like, whoa. He even explains a little bit of your story here, you know, as you go through each piece. And
yeah,
that's without words.
Yep. Thank you. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Exactly. You know, that's what we all strive for. It's funny because I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, have you ever done a noir type of a comic book?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you have the style for it.
Yeah, I'm crazy about that stuff. I like, the thing is that what I want to do, one of my main goals in drawing comics, this isn't with covers. I have a completely different brain for both of them. So
as it should be.
When it comes to comics, my goal is to get the reader to enjoy what they're looking at,
right,
along with the writing. So the reason why Rudy and I work so well together is because it's almost like he's throwing the ball to me, and all I got to do is just make the shot, you know. It's like that's my goal. So I like for the reader to flow straight through my page, and if they look closely, they're gonna find little Easter eggs that I leave in there. I used to go even more dramatic with this. Like, I used to leave like Terminator skulls in the background to see if anybody would catch it. And then I'll leave like little symbols on the wall and stuff just to see what people will catch.
Right.
And yeah, it's really cool.
I know what you're talking about because I love doing it with my writing and I love doing it with my set. You know, this thing is constantly changing. I don't know if anybody pays attention, but it is. It's constantly changing. And if they catch it and they say something, I'm like, hey. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's awesome.
At least we got some kind of play over here.
I know. I see that. I was like, it's playing.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's from my Instagram.
Exactly. And it helps because it's actually showcasing what you're saying as you say it.
Of course, yeah. Actually, one of the guys who commented on that video, his name is Alex Guamirez, and we actually work together on like a few projects.
Cool.
Right now, he's working for DC, and he's doing like some really cool stuff there. on the side from also working with Rudy on this amazing comic, I work for a company that has the licenses with Star Wars and Marvel and Disney and all that other stuff too. So yeah, the best thing about our project is we get to include amazing people like Alex and amazing people like Eli, and we get to really push this to a professional level, so that these indie comics can rise, you know, because to be honest, I'm a huge comic book reader, and a lot of comic book artists don't read that many comics.
You're right.
But I'm a huge reader and I'm a fan of this stuff. So what I want to do is obviously with Rudy and the opportunities we've been given with the comic, is we're able to bring more of our comic book buddies into the project. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely been a positive experience.
Oh yeah. So the first person we got was Chis. Chis did all the inks for the Chis Aris Wenha. He did all the inks for issue 2, and then Alex did the cover he did the colors for the cover of issue 2. So we're including more and more people as we keep going.
Well, you know, one of the things we like to say here at the Bit Now Vocals, you know, we love what you're saying, and we like to bring in independents and show off what they can do, because, you know, you guys don't get enough press, in my opinion. Is the whole idea that we should be bringing each other up. You know, this is a much easier job if we help each other rise at the same time that we're rising.
I agree.
Yeah.
And you guys are showcasing that completely. You know, your team is gelling very well, and each one is participating and pushing your project forward.
Oh yeah, and we've been at this for what? We've been a team now for over 2 years now, right, David?
Not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. For right as COVID was hitting the worst of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of good work done during COVID. I can tell you that much. Yeah. So I completely understand where you're coming from. So I know you guys have been hitting conventions, and I know that you guys came from California all the way to New York to do Big Apple Con. So what's next in conventions for both of you?
I think we're hoping David and Eli will come out for another LA Con. I think in a couple months.
Yes.
Yes, and then there's another con here in the Bay Area that I'm gonna be doing, and then other than that, we've been thinking about doing I've been looking into comic shops that do consignment and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but like I said, like we were talking about earlier, it's about just getting out there and manually just meeting people and talking to them, and along with the social media stuff. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So it's just. I feel like it's out there for us. We just got to be hungry enough and go get it.
Who did the colors for Inside the Comic?
Oh, that's Eli Hernandez.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured somebody was going to ask something.
She goes by Glash Monster on Instagram.
Yeah.
And David, which cons are you hitting? Because I know you're here in New York, and I can see that you've hit a couple of the New York cons before.
Oh yeah. So I work a lot. So doing conventions is kind of tough for me, but whenever I can, I aim to do them. So the next thing I'm going to be doing. So I live in the city of Peekskill.
Right.
And it's in Westchester, New York. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to have open studios. So basically everybody so the city I live in is a very artsy city. So every artist in the area opens up their doors so that people on the street can come in and kind of, look at the merchandise and buy some art. And that's going to be, it's going to be sometime in June. I'm going to get the card in just a second. So you're going to see me leave in just a second, but I'm going to be doing that next. And I'm going to be working with Rudy when he comes back down, not down, but over here. Yeah, over here. I think the big goal is to get into New York Comic Con, because to get in is really tough.
Yes, it is.
But
more ways than one.
Oh,
yeah. there's the money, then there's the getting in there, and then there's the setup while you're in there, and then there's the working from how many days is it now? It's from Thursday to Sunday now.
Well, they say from Thursday to Sunday, but you're in there from either Tuesday to Sunday, Monday, depending on how fast it gets you to get out of there, or Wednesday to Sunday, Monday, depending on how if you're set up, and if you're not setting that much up, then you're probably going to be coming in and out. But if you're setting something major up, then you're probably going to be there from at least Tuesday to at least Sunday.
Well, it also comes down to where they place you in the booths, because remember the couple of times we were setting up the independent artists weren't allowed to set up until like Thursday morning. Mm-hmm.
So about Wednesday or Thursday, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, all depends.
Yeah, I'm dying to do it. I'm itching for it. So.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to doing more cons. I'm actually, like I was telling you, like you see some of these other people that on Instagram, and they're at like every weekend they're at a con, and I feel like we got to get to that level.
Midsummer Scream in July. Oh, look.
Is that Alexa?
That's Alexa.
I figure somebody's helping you guys out because they keep throwing things over here, and I'm like, I mean, put it up.
Thank you, Alexa.
Literally a color queen. She did an amazing job.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she's really, really great. Eli is great.
Yeah, that's another thing is Eli and David make a great team. Just outside of those guys work well together.
Because, if you have guys that if you have an inker and a colorist and a artist that don't gel, you're gonna see it in the work.
Yeah.
Oh. Rudy, you know a lot about that, and so do I.
Yeah, man, it's kind of cutthroat. I didn't realize how it's like making a comic is tough, and you got to have thick skin, and you got to be willing to I don't know, bring out your dark side. I guess sometimes I don't know,
definitely.
But I didn't realize how tough it was. Yeah, it's worth it. It's a labor of love for sure.
The women on this team really slay.
I just read that.
Oh, they're having fun right there.
Yeah.
The women on this team, like Rudy and I are definitely the creatives that are building this, but they're like the gel. They're straight up like
feel that. When I was there with you guys, you actually feel that. You felt the family. You felt the teamwork. You actually, it's one of the things that attracted me to your table was you guys looked like you were having fun.
And what's funny is, when we went to New York too, it was really like that. Like even when we met you the first time, David, it was just like kind of like long lost friends or something. Like you just, I don't know, we just made a good team.
Yeah. Which is it's kind of rare. It's not kind of rare. It is very rare to be genuine with each other and just to want the best for one another. And don't get me wrong, we all have crazy lives, and Alexa and Rudy live in California. They literally live in Cali, and we're working together. So when we meet up for meetings, it needs to be right there in the middle. So Rudy's right about to go to work, and I just got out of work.
Yeah. So we do our meetings like at 10 o'clock New York time, right? Like 10 o'clock p.m. So he's ready for bed when we're doing our meetings just to catch up on stuff. Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I got a lot of friends in California. I know exactly what you're talking about. Caught me crying in the club.
Who's in the club?
Oh, man. So your next thing is to do issue 3, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Coming along.
Issue 3 is coming out really, really well. To be honest, the best thing about being an artist, and I think Rudy can vouch for this, is when you're an artist, you're improving, and you don't even realize how much you're improving.
Yeah.
So things, the way that you improve on how you're making it and what you're actually trying to show, it's weird because you think that the more you put into a comic or the more you put into content or a drawing, the better it comes out, when the truth is that sometimes that's not the case.
No.
Sometimes you have to pull back in order to just push what exactly you're trying to show. And that's how we're able to pull out these juicy moments. And with issue 3, how many pages was it, Rudy? It was 24, 25, 20. It was a lot of pages. And we wound up knocking that down because we found a lot of the content that we had, we didn't need. So we were just like, how do we really push our story forward? So we wound up condensing it to 20 pages, and it doesn't even feel like it. It feels like you're going to see when you see issue 3, you're going to want so much more. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying about leaving. Are you saying about leaving them crumbs?
Yep.
We got some crumbs in issue 3.
Especially in comic books, because you want the audience to go, hey, what's this?
I gotta stay tuned for the next one. And we have actually people that are getting drawn into issue 3 as well from the that supported the Kickstarter.
You told me about that, yeah. That's always fun, and I feel like that's one of the good tiers that they do in these Kickstarters is being able to be drawn in or written into like a book, because it's as comic book people, that's all you want. You want to see yourself in that comic.
That's true. And they're gonna get their portrait drawn by me, so it's gonna come out perfectly amazing. Yes. Don't get me wrong, they're most likely gonna be possessed people and demons.
Oh, we got a female that has to be drawn in too, David. Don't forget.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, one of our bags. Yeah.
Whether they're gonna be possessed or one of the people.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what to do with her. Yeah. But heck yeah.
Right now, the cliffhanger we have on issue 3 is nuts. So I think that's one of the moments I'm very proud of. And after I showed it to Rudy, because when we were condensing, I was like, Rudy, he was like, I don't know if we can add this to the ending. And I was like, I don't know. I think I could do it. And then I wound up condensing things and moving things around. And our ending is extremely powerful for issue 3. So I can't wait for people to see this.
You guys are selling it very well. I like what you're selling. I like what I'm hearing. I do know if you guys want to come to New York for a good convention, you might guys want to try New Jersey HorrorCon. Which
Alexa was telling us about that one.
New Jersey HorrorCon is an amazing convention. It's about 3 or 4 days depending on when they do it. I think it's coming up again in September. And they're off in Atlantic City in the Showboat Hotel. So
Atlantic City, really?
and you guys will fit right in because this fits completely in there.
You know what? That's one thing I noticed. Yeah,
TV and horror at the same time. So
yeah, these cons you really have to find your audience. Yeah, like some of these cons you do better than at others just based on the people.
And I feel like you have a good audience in New Jersey HorrorCon, especially for this.
Yep. We learned that when we were signing up for cons, and then we seen one of the cons we signed up for was like it was encouraging a lot of like for 10 and under. We're like, we probably shouldn't do that con if they're encouraging for 10 and under.
I can imagine. Look at even
the drawing. Well, like there was like this little kid. Remember, there was this little kid looking at our book, and then their parent was right behind him. We were like, "This is okay, right?" Like,
yeah, and they were like, "What did they say?" They were like, "No, he's seen Freddy Krueger. He's seen it all."
Yeah.
I can't wait issue 3. Yeah, you guys got a fun group. I can't wait to see where you guys go with this. All right, so where can they find you besides the fact that they can go to Instagram and your website, but let them know where they can actually find you, Rudy, and you, David, and all the stuff that we want to go look at.
Go ahead, Rudy. You want to go first?
Oh, you go ahead, David. Go ahead.
So if you want to look me up, my last name is the one thing that has gone against me constantly. Okay. Because I'm a very rare person. It's very rare when someone meets an Abrevaya. I have this joke that my family was wiped out by the mob in the 80s. So even though that's totally a joke. But yeah, David Abrevaya, Abrevaya. I'm on Instagram.
For you, because when I went looking for you on Instagram, I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, that's good to hear.
All right, go ahead, keep going, David.
But yeah, if you want to check out my website, I'm going to be launching an online store too soon. Our comic isn't on there. Our comic is on the Wallbreaker Comics website, which is a very, very cool website. Alexa did an amazing job with how you buy the comics and everything. Our problem is that we're selling out of our comic. That's a good problem. So that's not a bad problem to have. So but yeah, so I'm gonna have my online store up soon, so people can buy like that Witcher piece or my Final Fantasy VII piece, or Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that, and anything I come out with later on. But yeah, that's how you can find me, and I have all my contact info on my website as well. So it's just David, and the hardest part is my last name, David Abrevaya. .com, and once you're there, you can learn everything you gotta learn about me.
I'm telling you, people, once you start spelling that name, it's like, oh, look, there's David. And it's funny because I got a couple of friends that are already following you, so I'm like, oh, okay. And it's also funny because I knew I had seen your name before, and I realize now why. So I'm like, oh, okay, because I've actually seen you at certain places. And I've because there's a couple of conventions in here that you that we've done that I see you've done.
Yeah,
you guys crossed paths many times. You probably don't even know. Yeah,
you probably have. But yeah, the con scene is definitely something I'm probably gonna be putting that on my website where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, good idea.
I want people to be able to, if they're not even a fan of comics, they can come to just see me, and maybe they'll find something they do like. Like if they're not into horror, if someone's sitting next to me and they draw like, I don't know, Steven Universe type style, they can at least come and support our community like that. You know, it's not just about
people like to do.
Comics.
People love doing that, and that's why one of the reasons why we like going to the artist alleys, because you get to see the plethora of things that you can actually pick up on. I was just telling Rudy in the green room that you guys might want to hit up some anime conventions, because I feel like this might be down one of the veins that they might want to see.
Oh yeah, I get a lot of actually when I'm doing cons, I get a lot of commissions for anime. I'm a huge anime guy. I'm a huge old school anime guy. So like Gundam Wing. Fooly Cooly, all that older stuff I'm really, really into. Dragon Ball Z. I'm just getting into Super and Demon Slayer. But yeah, that stuff is really cool. That's a good idea. I would love to go to an anime con.
Yeah, I think you guys fit right in. And
oh yes. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off, Ralph.
Oh, no,
so let me plug Eli really quick. So Eli is, if you want to follow her work, her
Black
Instagram, Black Monster. So and her artwork is amazing. She posts pretty regularly there. I don't think she has a Twitter or anything like that. I think that's the best way to find her.
Or you can also plug Muse. They can find her there.
Alexa's socials, I'm not too sure if she wants to be found, but if she does,
well, yeah, no, Alexa. Yeah.
I mean, if
there's anybody that's looking to, get their, I know Alexa's looking like she enjoys helping teams get put together. Yes.
Alexa, hold the glass. That's Eli's handle on Instagram, and she's amazing. You should definitely give her a follow. Her colors are incredible. Her art is incredible. Yes, and Alexa is a secret. I knew it. I don't think we should plug her because I don't think she wants to.
See, that's an old anime right there.
Ooh. What about? I haven't seen that. That sounds very interesting, though.
I knew they were going to get Nat's attention.
Ninja Scroll I've seen. I used to watch Gatekeepers. That's a very, very old anime. Obviously the old Dragon Ball stuff, Sailor Moon. I'm not ashamed to say it. I love that anime, and it was specifically because of Sailor Moon. I mean, my favorite one was the one with blue hair, but
wow, I haven't heard that since my high school days. Sailor Moon.
I'm writing that down now. Wicked City.
Dude, as soon as you say the name, the song comes into my head, so I'm like, here we go again.
Yeah, but you're thinking of old Sailor Moon, like OG Sailor Moon.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're not thinking of new Sailor Moon.
Oh, this looks sick. Wicked City?
Yeah.
All right.
And I would even say like OG Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, okay.
That sounds hilarious. That
Not
sounds
the
awesome.
Netflix one, Ralph. The OG.
No. I know
Okay.
old school Devilman. Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. I wasn't even thinking Netflix.
Trigun too. Trigun's pretty good.
You know what's fun too is when we started is David recommended all these books for me to read these, and so like I've got all these books that I've read, and what I think even when I was in New York, I think I just sat down and just read through them all, right? Or that one, the Red Border, right? Yeah, that's what it was. That was really good.
Eli recommended that one to you. I recommended Bone
Basilisk
Parish.
and Bone Parish. Yep.
Basilisk, yeah. I'm really, really into comics, guys. Like I'm really, really into this stuff. Like right now, I'm reading Step by Bloody Step, and that's a very good series. It's ongoing right now. I think I have issue 2. Issue 3 is coming out next month, or this month. No, next month.
You guys will know when it comes out.
But yeah, hopefully we're gonna do. Our plan is to do another issue 4, and then from there convert it to the graphic novel.
Makes sense because you want to get a couple issues in and then put them all together. Are you thinking the Kickstarter will be 3 or the Kickstarter will be 4? What are you thinking?
The Kickstarter is going to be issue 3.
About it before.
Definitely issue 3 will be for the Kickstarter. That was what I was planning, and then I don't know. We'll just go with the flow and see where it goes from there.
Well, when you guys are ready to do the release for the Kickstarter for 3. Hit us up. You can bring your whole team on, and we'll put them all showcased here.
Oh yeah,
Alexa can do a whole mask thing, so she doesn't have to be.
Love that. Love that.
I like the energy you all have. So if you guys want to all come back and we'll do like a whole the Kickstarter is about to start tomorrow or this week or today or whatever, and we'll showcase the.
No, I'm gonna take you up on that. Heck yeah. Heck, that would be awesome. Thank you.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Wicked City, by the way. Wicked City. See, I'm gonna see it. I gotta see this now.
I can see that everybody's like, oh wait, let's go check this out, man.
Yeah, that's the best stuff about those old animes. They really did not give a shit. They would. There was sex, there was guns, there was murder, there was violence.
Right now.
Huh?
Right now they have that too.
Yeah, but
you just don't see it on Netflix. You gotta go.
That's true.
You gotta go sail in the high seas a little bit.
Okay.
If you want hitting that up, he'll let you know where to find it because that's.
Yeah, how come we don't get to see Nathan?
Matt is like Alexa.
Makes
but
sense.
if you watch our stuff on Bitten Apple, you can see Not the Intern in all his glory.
Yeah, my face is usually somewhere.
Oh my god. Yeah, we just filmed a bunch of stuff in the last convention, which was oh my god, what was it? WinterCon.
No.
Oh no, it wasn't WinterCon.
No.
It was tabletop. Yep, it was tabletop. We were at Tabletop Gaming Convention, Long Island, and that was all over the place. If you want, check the trailer out and you'll see it.
I was actually checking out. Yeah, I was checking your stuff out. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
There's this comic book shop that's right near me called The Rift, and last time I went in there, they have all these tables set up and they're just playing Magic the Gathering, and They do Smash tournaments and everything.
A lot of comic book retailers, the comic book stores have realized they need to make a community for their people in order to keep them interested in their comic stores, and those are the ones that are doing well. When you become more than a comic store, when you become a comic store, that brings artists or writers in to do signings, when you become a comic store that brings people to play their games in. There's a comic store that is actually teaching kids how to make comics. They have them come in, they do this whole thing. You get to see your end product at the end.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And it's funny. Yeah, you rely on I didn't realize it till we started doing this, but you really do rely on the kindness of others in order to get your project where you need it to be. Yeah. And you really do need that support from these comic shops and other people and platforms like this. So this is awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
I always tell people, reach out to your local comic stores. They'll be happy to have you come in, do a signing or, because, it helps each other out. You help bring people to them, and at the same time they help bring people to you.
Oh yeah. So that's kind of where we're at right now, is just getting out there. So yeah, we're going to be visiting some comic shops and then hitting some cons. The next one is that Powerhouse Con in Pleasanton on May 14th. That's where we'll be next. And then hopefully that New Jersey Con near Atlantic City. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll send you the dates and I'll send you the dates and who to talk to. You talk to Ryan and let him know what you guys are interested in, and I'll send you over there.
This is how Ralph gets his backdoor deals done.
Oh.
I wish, man. If that was true, I'd be racking it in, bro. I just like seeing you guys like really get your stuff out there, because especially as soon as when I do like something, I want to see it hit. I want to see it become more. I want to see it be shown to other people, because what's the point in trying to keep it for yourself? It's like, no, it's mine.
Yeah.
So guys,
getting it out there, and that's what gets the story told. Heck yeah.
Well, definitely.
After the cons, the after parties are pretty cool too.
Yeah.
That's true too. We really be after party conventions because we're always so busy. But we've gone to a couple.
Every time we try, something else comes up.
Yes, you're right.
That's the whole reason why we have
an interview. It's usually go see this person here, or tomorrow we got an early interview, or
okay.
Nice. Well, we got to see the Beetle House when we were there last time. It was like a bar dedicated to Beetlejuice. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I heard of that one. I wanted to check that one out. I've heard it's pretty good.
We didn't eat the food, but the drinks are awesome.
Yeah. And then they have so what's cool is, I'm not going to spoil what does this, but if you go behind the bar, not behind the bar, if you go to the bar and you say Beetlejuice, 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 there's two gigantic skulls that start shooting this steam out of their eyes and out of their mouth. It's really cool.
That sounds great. So
they got Jack Skellington wandering around, yeah.
Of course, man. So guys, what would be your last word to the audience, out there, whatever you guys want to say?
I would just, if anybody's going to be out in the Bay Area in Pleasanton, come check us out at the Powerhouse Con on May 14th. And hopefully we'll be back in New York, but our next con will also be that the one out in Long Beach. What is it? I can't remember the name of it.
Dude, all you got to do is put whatever you want to say to the
audience. The Midsummer Scream in July. There we go.
Put it into the comment section, and everybody will see it there as they watch the video.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
whatever you want to like. If you want to tag something, put it right into the comment section, and we will see where it is, and people will go, hey. Yeah.
Awesome. But hopefully we get back out to New York sometime this year, or New Jersey. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal Alexa and Rudy. I'm gonna lock you in a cage. You're not going back.
There we go. Midsummer Skis, July 29th. See, there we go. She's on it.
That's some support, man.
Yeah, really great. If I had to say anything that's my final words, I would just say stay tuned because some great stuff is coming out. Not only of just like my personal work, but what we're doing with Devils Reign is next level. This is really cool stuff. It's not like we're keeping all of that dynamism and all the action and all that great juicy stuff, and we're heightening it, and it's gonna get better and better and better, and you're gonna see it.
I completely agree. They caught my attention. I hope they caught your attention. Check them out. This is some good stuff coming in. I can't wait to see what happens with 3 and 4, which sounds like you guys are already planning ahead. And check out Devil's Reign. Check out David. Check out Rudy. Check out Alexa. Check out. I'm missing somebody. Who is it?
Eli.
There you go, Eli. Check them all out. They're a fun group to see at a convention. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, and also if you're like a comic book team that's kind of looking to get started, heck yeah, we'll answer questions. I will probably be a good source of advice for that too, for anybody who wants to get into comics.
I guess that's my last question. I see that you guys are going with your own Wall Breaker comics. Have you decided anything else is happening with that, or are we still working here and then we'll figure out what happens?
I think we're working here. We'll figure out what happens. We'll see. Yeah. Because honestly, I looked online for a lot of like if you wanted to like pitch it to other comic book companies like Image and all that. Mm-hmm. And it seems promising, but a lot of them it's like they kind of put it in small print, like, you know, we kind of have the final say in your work.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the only thing where I'm like,
your work. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. For now, we'll self-publish for now.
All right. Check out Wall Breaker Comics.
There's a title that Rudy is working on, but he can't.
Oh yeah, I got another one working in the back. Yes.
I knew there was something. I'm like, you don't call yourself Wall Breaker Comics and then go, well, it's only one book.
Yeah. Well, I'm focusing I got something else in the works, but right now I'm just focused on the Devil's Reign, getting this thing jumped off, and then we'll jump into right when I can give it the attention it needs. I'll jump into it.
That makes sense because you don't want to split your attention.
Yes, because then the story, I think it doesn't do any justice to the story.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. So here you have it, guys. Keep an eye on Wall Breaker Comics. Check out Devil's Reign. You will want to see this book, especially because I still love that book that you showed me, that special one, and I'm like, whoo! So check out the next Kickstarter. They're gonna have some amazing stuff coming on, and I will do what I always do unless Nat has something to say.
Do you want me to plug in the other person, or should we save that for another day?
If you have something, go ahead.
You know the person who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right. So as a specialty, go check out Floof Schmello on Instagram and Twitter, as well as Pixiv. She's a great artist. We've been promoting her for like the past year or so, and she finally got her socials up. So just type in Floof SH Mellow. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, it is some beautiful stuff. I can't wait to see what else she does. I love her art. And of course, guys, check out the Apple Bites every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And see us on Wednesdays for the Written Writ, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time for the Late Rites. And of course, if you want to see more of Les's spooky tingling tea, check out Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time as well. And of course, if you want to see us, we will be at various conventions and other things that we're doing this coming couple of weeks, especially because Nat is going to be at Castle Point Anime Convention this weekend. See if you can find Mr. Nat, not the intern.
Good luck.
Awesome.
Now with that, I will say I'm going to press